Now we'll look at how to energize or bless your water. So what is blessed water? Well, to clarify, when we speak of blessed waters, there's no religious connotation. In this context, to bless is to imbue water with positive intention, or to confer or invoke divine favor upon, to endow with a cherished attribute, or to express gratitude towards, to thank. Liquid crystalline water, remember water that's in a formation, stores information it senses, stores and transmits information about its environment. So once you've given your water a matrix by structuring it, you want to program the matrix with vibrational information. It could be as simple as prayers or even just words of gratitude. Water is sensitive to even the most minute environmental inputs, auditory stimuli, visual stimuli, electromagnetic energy, etc. But Russian researchers have found that the thing water imprints on more than anything else is human emotion. And Dr. Masaru Emoto, a Japanese researcher, found that the most powerful phrase to use when communing with your water is, "I love you, I thank you, and I respect you." Of course, your prayer vibrations will stick to the water better the more structured it is and the more crystalline the matrix is. So you want to pray after you've vortexed it. Not to say that if your water is unstructured that prayer will have no effect. It will, for sure. But the capacity of water to store information is directly proportional to the strength of the formation of the hydrogen bonds. So if there's no matrix, there's really not much for those intentions to imprint upon because, again, the hydrogen bonds can attach and break apart billions of times per second in bulk water. In fact, many Buddhist monks believe that one of the reasons that they chant mantras is to pattern the vibration of the water in their own bodies. So we need to be careful about our words and our thoughts because they turn our own body water into ambrosia or into poison. So if your water is structured, it can resonate with the Earth's Schumann resonance around 8 Hertz, as water in nature does, or it can resonate with piezoelectric energy like the quartz crystals and electronics do, or it can resonate with the frequency of light that it's exposed to. It can also resonate with the frequency of prayers, blessings, and intentions that you transmit to the water, or music that it's been exposed to. Every religious tradition and every indigenous culture has some water blessing tradition. Maybe the most famous water scientist to have shown the effects of blessings in water was Dr. Masaru Emoto. There's also the Haggalis crystal analysis method that was developed by water researcher and author Andreas Schultz. Veda Austin is another researcher who's been able to photograph the shifting composition of water in reaction to its environment. Professor Dr. Bernd Kropelin has also developed a method for showing water's responsiveness to its environment. So how does nature bless water? Well, in the natural world, information is exchanged via resonance as weak vibratory signals. Harmonic resonance has been defined in many ways. Technically, it's a set of notes or frequencies that are related as integer multiples. But harmonic resonance has also been defined as an organizing force that transcends other forces in the physical world. Sound and vibration act as organizing principles, and you can see this represented in the work of the Swiss scientists Hans Jenny, who used audible frequencies to excite liquids and powders into lifelike patterns called cymatics. Because water responds to subtle vibrational frequencies of all kinds, light, sound, visual stimuli, brain waves, electromagnetism, and frequencies in the spectrum that are even far beyond the human range of perception. When flowing through its natural habitat, water hears the sounds of nature, birds, insects, and more. And studies have shown that these sounds have beneficial, even medicinal impacts on the human psyche when we hear them. When water hears them, she stores them in the geometric matrices of her structure, converting those sounds into a liquid healing elixir for those who drink her. And the liquid crystalline structure of the human body and of all biological life was designed to absorb and respond to vibratory information delivered through water. Vibration itself is a nutrient. According to some, it's the vibration as much as the chemistry of what we consume that nourishes us. And as a carrier of vibratory information, water can be instrumental in maintaining the organic symphony of life. Informed with vibratory input from the natural world, water becomes full-spectrum living water, and without it, water is incomplete. That's a quote from M.J. Pangman. We've already discussed the ways in which water is naturally exposed to geomagnetism. In nature, water is also exposed to the light frequencies of our sun, moon, and the stars. I find the latter particularly interesting because studies have shown that water even carries the vibrational imprints of our ever-shifting astronomical aspects and alignments. And of course, we all know of the twice-daily movements of tides drawn by lunar motion, but did you know that water is also affected by every other planet? Alchemists have known this for centuries. It's one of the primary bases of the art of spagyrics, a type of medicine making that harvests specific plants under certain planetary influences because the water within those plants will express differently depending on those cosmic cycles. Theodor Schwenk also showed the effects of planetary influence on water using his technique of water photography known as the flow-form drop picture method. Now you can try to filter and purify dead water, but it can't be biologically active without vibrational field resonance. And this is one of the distinctions between what Victor Schauberger called mature versus immature water. Immature water, like that which has been removed from the hydrological cycle prematurely, is like a young, uninformed, growing entity. It grasps like a baby at everything within reach. It absorbs the characteristics and properties of whatever it comes into contact with or has attracted into itself in order to grow into maturity. And this everything can take the form of trace elements, minerals, salts, even smells. It can also take the form of any radiant EMF toxicity, toxins, vibrations, free radicals, etc. Just like a growing child, juvenile water takes but doesn't give. Only when mature or suitably enriched with raw materials like physical and energetic, when it's balanced and energized, is it in a position to dispense itself freely and willingly, thus enabling the rest of life to develop. So blessing your water is a sort of maturation process. After the water is cleansed and structured, blessing the water is teaching it or asking it what kind of imprint you want it to carry into your body. And as with everything, we want to mirror the processes of nature when we revitalize our water. So you might even choose to let your water mature outdoors or overnight under the moonlight and starlight so it can be nurtured and informed by these natural energies. What are some other ways you can bless your water? Well, first let's look at what not to do, because this property can go both ways. It can create medicine or poison. Water is a neutral receptor, so its phenomenon of epitaxy also works with EMFs or electromagnetic fields, which can be really destructive if you keep your water near your electronics like phones and computers. These all break down water's structure and cause a rapid and constant reversal of water's polarity, and that's not stable or healthy. So you want to keep your water away from your technology and never use microwaves to heat your food. Now, proactively, how you can give your water a strong and beneficial vibrational field resonance so that it carries positive energetic information. My favorite way is with the Carbon Gene water charger. It's really unique and powerful with an alchemy of elements that ennoble and enliven water like nothing else. A slightly less potent and easily more DIY method would be songs. So the human voice has a naturally symbiotic relationship with water. You don't have to be a singer. It doesn't matter how you sound. What matters is your sincere prayer, because that's the vibration that water receives. She hears your heart and she remembers. And we can see this clearly when witnessing the cymatics of sound vibration in water. The science of cymatics literally shows us that sound influences the geometry of water. You can see the cymatic resonance of the Beatles' song, Dear Prudence. Giving thanks is also a blessing. Just holding a glass of water, taking a moment to close your eyes and feel gratitude for the water of this earth. Feel into the oceans and the rivers and rains and streams, and sense a genuine appreciation for the life that this element brings. As you drink the water, allow yourself to be nourished by that resonant energy of gratitude. You can infuse a written prayer, so before going to sleep you can take some time to write a prayer or affirmation that's particularly meaningful to you on a piece of paper. Take the paper and wrap it around your water bottle or glass, and as you do so, imagine the water pulling in the vibration of the words and intentions. And in the morning, take a moment to reconnect to that prayer. As you drink the water throughout the day, imagine the vibration of the prayer or affirmation permeating every cell in your body. Now, I'm not here to tell you how to pray, but speaking sacred words into your water, whether it's the Lord's Prayer of Christianity or a Sanskrit bhajan of Hinduism or a Hebrew scripture from Judaism or Ho'oponopono from the Huna lineage, whatever speaks to your heart will resonate the water. In fact, whenever you hold a glass of water, the vibrations of your heart can actually be measured through the water. Dr. Roland McCready of the HeartMath Institute has shown that your heart energy can be measured in the very glass of water that you're holding in your hand. So in essence, you can actually share your heart energy by sharing a glass of water with a loved one. So practice bringing your heart into a state of coherence by praying, and then channel that prayer into the water either audibly or internally. I'll see you in the next video. Meanwhile, stay hydrated.